Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm very excited to present chapter 4 of Breathing Out Brave this morning for you. So, this is the start of part 2 of the book. There are 7 parts in the book. The part 2 is all about self reflection and some tools and processes that will help you dive deep into your inner self. I particularly like this part. I hope you do too. So to start off with is the introductory chapter to part 2 of the book, chapter 4, which is entitled, Which Breakfast Are You? To truly, fully... Bleh. I'm going to start that again. Oh dear. Okay. Which breakfast are you? To truly, fully, and regularly self-reflect is one of the bravest things we can do. Why? Because looking honestly at our biases, ideas, and perceptions and reality is really hard. Very hard. People can spend their whole lives escaping, looking inward. I've met hundreds of people where everything is happening to them. Blame exists only outside of them, and they remain a victim to their ideas about themselves and their world. This stems from a range of factors, including family patterning, not acknowledging their emotions, the belief that it's impossible for them to get what they want, amongst other limiting beliefs. This can include people who have seen psychologists for years. Self-reflection remains at what I like to call I like toast in the morning stage. Stage 1, I like toast in the morning. This self-reflection stage is where you understand your preferences and likes, but would not even consider, let alone try, swapping your toast for rice and dal in the morning, even though it's eaten by millions for breakfast across the world. You know what works for you, and there's no need for further insights or ideas about how you interact with yourself or others. You feel comfortable with how you interact with others. You acknowledge that, while by no means perfect, it allows you to maintain what you perceive to be good friendships and decent work relationships. The only time you've delved a bit deeper is when your relationship broke and you sought the assistance of a psychic reading, therapist, or self-help book. This provided some temporary comfort. Then, after a few months, after the wounds had healed through exercise, a new hobby, or a new relationship, you continued to eat toast in the morning. Stage 2, the I'll try rice and dal stage. This stage is where you consider that there could be more depths to you. You might read or hear about a framework for understanding yourself more. For example, you might hear about the Myers-Briggs personality test or similar framework at work or school. You may delve into it and work out your work style. Or you may take a basic astrology course or get a birth chart reading and gain some insights into your ways of being in the world or what works best for your personality type. Then you might put this aside and get on with your life, vaguely referencing it or referring to the insights in the coming years. However, you continue to stick with the toast, now with a little bit of jam. Stage 3. I know I prefer toast, but I also like trying other things and to see if I enjoy them stage. You get a little hooked on self-insights. You may do a few of the which movie star are you or what your closest says about you tests that flick through your Facebook feed. You then may go back to the Myers-Briggs test and delve a little further. You analyse how you work and the styles of those around you. You may talk to a psychologist about feelings of disempowerment and anger you feel towards your boss or one of your work colleagues. You may get strategies and employ them. You sign up for a self-development course and gain greater insights, or study a framework like Buddhism, Christianity, astrology, Islam, Jainism, or TCIM to get a deeper reflections on life from these perspectives. You're open to delve a little deeper, and you do, but after a while things can slip back into old ways of doing things and fresh insights don't feel so exciting anymore. You go back to toast with some modifications, like chocolate spread and sometimes hummus. Occasionally you'll eat porridge again, or sometimes sausages and mushrooms. You know that more changes are needed, but you're not just sure for now how far you can go. Stage 4. I like toast with jam and sprinkles. Sometimes I can do toast and curry and love that too stage. This self-reflection stage is where you can see the merits of going deep within a particular philosophy, ideology, or therapy. You spend time studying the ideas presented to you in therapy or through a particular developmental system or ideology. You may spend 6 months or years really looking into the insights gained through these particular frameworks in your own life and those around you. You may choose to go deep with a number of frameworks or techniques. You really apply the principles or frameworks in your life. You understand them at a deep level and you're able to share some of the ideas without being preachy with friends or clients. You know that self-reflection work is ongoing and you're committed to going deep when you can. You're not afraid of new insights, rather, you embrace them. Exercise. Where are you at? Take some time to think about where you could be at. Which breakfast item could best describe overall where you're at in your life or particular aspect of your life, such as relationships, family, friends, work, and health? Be aware that we are often at different stages for different areas of our life. Self-reflection comes in levels of courage. It's hard to face the embarrassment and shame for seeing our behaviour through someone else's eyes or from a different perspective. Sometimes the reflections back to us are not what we expect or want our thoughts or behaviours to be. It can be shocking to find out that our intentions and behaviours are seen so differently by others. When faced with these insights, people can respond in different ways. This can include brushing the insights aside, trivializing the insights, and putting the blame elsewhere. Other responses can include integrating the insights and going deeper with the reflections to investigate the causes and potentially modify the behaviours. This will be discussed in greater depth in the following chapter. I don't go deep with reflections every time I'm presented with a picture that is different to the current view I hold about myself. Sometimes I put reflection in the context of the person giving the insights, which can border on putting blame elsewhere as shown in stage 1 above. Sometimes I interpret through reviewing the other person's lenses and experiences. Other times I explain it through being a once-off thing, which can also be interpreted as trivializing. Sometimes I accept the reflections from some people and not others, placing greater importance on the person, their closeness, experience, and level of work they've done on themselves. Almost always, I aim to see how the reflection relates to me and whether there is something I need to change about my words or behaviour as a result. I use tools outlined in this book to reflect and go deeper. I try out new techniques to see if they enhance my understanding. I know for some areas of my life, I feel like I'm mostly at the jam, sprinkles and curry stage, while for others, such as intimate relationships, I'm still at the I prefer toast stage. The breakfast stages. This framework is an easy reference point for understanding where you may be at in relation to self-reflection and emotional development in any area of your life. It takes courage to build on your levels of awareness and to be really honest about where you're at and where you want to be. The following chapters will help you move through the stages. You may like to focus on one area of your life, for example, work, relationships, family, friends, career progression, as you move through this book. And then when you're ready, come back and do it again for your next life area. So that's the end of chapter 4. I am going to do a live chapter 5 reading, which delves deeper into our biases as humans. And I'll be doing that live reading Tuesday night, Australian Eastern Standard Time, which will be, for most people, in the morning of Tuesday morning. And I'll be alternating each day between morning time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, and evening time, Australian Eastern Standard Time, to hopefully allow people to tune in. I hope you're enjoying the book so far. It's only 99 cents for the next 24 hours, then it will go up. It's available on Amazon and Kobo. I also wanted to read out to you, I've got the first reviews in, which I'm pretty kind of thrilled about. I read 2 reviews last night, and I just wanted to share 2 more reviews so far. which is a little nice. This next review says, a motivational and engaging book full of personal insights and honesty to help you on your journey to feel good about yourself, to realize that no one is perfect, and more importantly, no one has to be. Everyone at some point has needed to overcome self-doubt and self-sabotaging behaviours. Sunni Dawson's elegant and instructive new book will help you do just that. Clearly laid out and full of fantastic steps to allow you to examine your own self-esteem, unnecessary stresses, and build emotional strength through practical, easy-to-follow techniques. Use these well-thought-out techniques to gain the confidence and overcome future challenges and build a braver long-term future. Highly recommended. And then the final review I'll read out today. Breathing Out Brave is like having your own very personal tour guide who is leading you through the depths of a dark and murky jungle with a super bright flashlight. Only the dark and murky jungle is you, and your truth is where the flashlight is leading you. As you journey through the depths of self-reflection and self-realization, Sunni navigates the way with confronting, thought-provoking, and compassionate questions that strip away things, thoughts, emotions, and stuff that do not represent who you really are. No rock is left unturned. You'll examine your emotions, where they are stored, your communication skills, and your relationships. You'll unveil your blind spots and get to know and grow your skills, learn how to connect more deeply with others, strengthen your boundaries, create a healthy workplace, and discover play that lights you up. In short, when completing the gentle activities in this book, you'll be living an authentic life and will be left standing in your truth. You'll become your own trusted tour guide with no flashlight required. Very lovely reviews. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I really look forward to continue sharing with you every day, either in the morning or evening. You can check out the schedule. I'll pop a schedule up. And thank you, and have a beautiful day. If you're in Australia, have a beautiful restful sleep. If you're in Europe and London, and if you're in the Americas, have a beautiful evening ahead. Thank you so much, everyone. Sending everybody lots of love.